When I was a child, dolls meant the world to me. I had a little doll named Lila, which was given to me on my 7th birthday. She was made of cloth, with soft brown hair and bright blue eyes. I loved Lila so much, and she was my companion on all my adventures. I took her to school and shared every moment of my childhood with her. After 2 years, things started to change. At first, it was just strange noises filling the room, unclear whispers that would wake me up in the middle of the night. Some nights, I'd see her in the moonlight, and it looked like she was watching me. I didn't dare tell my parents. They would have thought I was just a scared kid. Then the nightmares began. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw myself trapped in a dark room, hearing a strange voice calling my name. In the morning, I would wake up exhausted, as if I had spent the entire night in a fight. I thought about Layla and decided she might not be the cause, but a tool for these strange experiences. Despite all of this, I couldn't let her go. Layla was a part of my life, but something inside her was changing. As I was getting ready for bed one night, I felt something different. There was an unsettling calm in the room, as if everything was waiting for what was about to happen. I placed Layla beside me and closed my eyes, but that night was different, and something was waiting for me. The nightmares kept haunting me, and sleep itself became a nightmare. Every time I closed my eyes, I found myself in that dark room, where I heard voices coming from all directions. It was as if Layla was speaking to me, but the words were unintelligible, just broken whispers. One day, I decided to search for an explanation. I went online and started reading about dolls that some people believe are haunted. There were similar stories about children who lost sleep because of strange dolls. I was scared, but I couldn't bring myself to stay away from Layla. One night, after yet another nightmare, I decided to confront my feelings. I sat on my bed, held Layla, and asked her quietly, "Is there something you want to say?" At that moment, there was a faint sound coming from the dark corner of my room. It was like whispers mumbling unclear words. I felt something strange. I can't describe it exactly, but it was a mix of fear and curiosity. I knew I had to be careful, but I couldn't resist the urge to know more. I began to notice changes in Layla. Her eyes seemed more alive, like she was looking at me more deeply. One night, as I was getting ready for bed, I heard a clear voice, this time calling my name. "Michael, come to me." I looked at Layla, my heart racing. I couldn't tell if the voice was coming from the doll or somewhere else in the room, but what I felt was real. A wave of anxiety crept over me, and I decided to move Layla away from my bed. But when I did, it felt like I was leaving a part of myself behind. That night was the beginning of true chaos. I couldn't take it any longer. After weeks of nightmares and strange noises, I decided to tell my parents what was happening. I hesitated at first, but I realized I couldn't stay in that situation anymore. One night, I sat down with my mom and told her about Layla, the noises, and the nightmares. She looked at me with concern and hugged me, then promised she would help. The next morning, my mom decided to take it seriously. We removed Layla from my room and took her to the living room. I felt a sense of relief when the doll was no longer near my bed. But things didn't get better. The sounds still echoed in my ears. After a month of ongoing nightmares, my dad decided to change things completely. The idea of moving was both exciting and scary. I couldn't stop thinking about what might happen once we moved. Still, the thought of being far away from that doll locked in the room brought me comfort. When we moved, I felt a big shift. The new house was large and bright, and there was no sign of Layla. I felt like I could finally sleep peacefully. However, deep down, there was a part of me that felt sad. Layla had been a part of my childhood, and it felt like I had gotten rid of something important. As time passed in the new house, I learned how to cope with my fears. The nightmares had stopped, and I began to feel a new sense of calm. But I never forgot about Layla, and I always wondered what had happened to her. In the end, I realized the decision I made was the right one. The doll wasn't just an object. It was an experience that helped me understand the importance of facing my fears.